What's up, guys? Logan here, and today I'm going to be going over my gear list for this trip I have coming up in just a few days. It's by far going to be the coldest trip I've ever done, I do believe, especially solo. Supposed to be negative ambient temps, up to negative 30-degree wind chills, and 45 to 60 mile per hour wind gust with a ton of snow on the way this coming weekend. Apparently going to be the biggest snowstorm the East Coast has had in decades, as well as extreme cold. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. As you can kind of tell, I've shortened my list down a little bit. There's some things that I'm not gonna include all the time. Like, I don't feel like I need to show you guys my wool socks every time. I feel like that's a given. I will still put the links in the description to the items I do use, even if they're not pictured here. If there's anything you have any specific questions on, feel free to ask. And anything you see that might be missing, you can put it in the comments, but chances are it's coming with me. I just didn't want to lay out, like, I don't want to lay out the food every time because that'll change up and you'll see it in the video regardless. But with this cold coming, I don't know how much cooking I'll be doing. I'll probably be doing like easy food for this trip, but we'll see. But we'll come over here and start with the foam pad, cell foam pad to go underneath my air pad. Yes, I'm bringing an air pad on this trip. Normally I do not, even in extreme cold, but on this one I'm going to because I'm solo. Have my Hyperlight Mountain Gear Porter 70-liter pack with the 11-liter extra pouch on the outside. Coming down, we have my Retrospect snowshoes, field stool, and we'll work our way up to the top. Have an RTS Tactical IFAK. This IFAK is completely kitted out for ALS care. Has needle D in there, chest seals, different medicines, tourniquet, shears, gauze, basics. It has everything all the way up to ALS care. Frog Togs, waterproof top. This one has been through the ringer. I'm definitely going to replace it. They're like 30, 40 bucks for the top and bottom set at Walmart or any outdoor store. Coming down here, have my Patagonia, the stick puffer, extremely warm. I love it. Have a Norarm tactical balaclava, and then a ski mask, and then a Mountain Ops grid beanie, and my cotton gloves. My nice insulated gloves are in my truck. I keep them in there, so I'll have 2 pairs of gloves. Come up to the top here, have the Pikes Trail boot gaiters to keep snow out of my boots. Outdoor Vitals beanies are booties. The Outdoor Vitals booties are money, especially when you're done for the day. You've let your feet air out, you put new wool socks on, throw those booties on over them. I've never had my feet cold using that. This is a camp pillow. Come down, we have the Happy top. To the right of it, we have the Happy bottoms. This set here is good for negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit with your other layering systems. These are like my life-saving pieces of gear for those of you that haven't seen the video or have never heard of the Happy top and Happy bottoms. It's actually the ECWS Extreme Cold Weather System top and bottom. They're money. They're a little expensive, but they're definitely worth it. They do take up some space. That's why I upgraded to the Porter anyway. But I'm looking to start switching to a Hyperlight style. Like, I want to get a Hyperlight tent. I want to get the Hyperlight Mountain Gear tent, sleeping quilt. I already have their pack, and try to get my the weight that I carry down. So I'm moving over to Hyperlight ever so slowly. Coming down this way, my merino wool base layers, top and bottom stacked here. Marine Corps issue waffle top, waffle bottoms. I love these as my mid base layer. These are just extremely cozy to wear. Also will be coming on the trip, my Garmin Tactic 7. I'm wearing it on my wrist. It's my go-to tool for tracking my health metrics, sleep, movement. You can plot waypoints. You can save and load maps. Anything you need to do can be done on this Garmin. I love it. Also looking into getting the Garmin InReach, the new one, the 3. You can text on it. You can send pictures back and forth. If you needed an SOS, you can use it. Just a great tool to have, very convenient, works well in unison with your phone. Also is good for navigation. And just having that in your phone paired is a very essential tool out in the backcountry. Coming over here, backcountry.com's pants that they sent me. They're adventure pants. They're awesome. And I love the quick access belt. You don't even have to wear a belt. Just the strap here and the clip is actually more than enough, even if you're carrying. Obviously, I'll be bringing my SIG. I don't have it laying out. It's not even in my truck. It's in the living room. Put up. And then coming over this way, have the Lynx One backpacking tent. This is my 1-man tent. I like my Big Agnes 2-man, but since it's just going to be me, I'm going to use a 1-man. Like I said, I want to switch to the Hyperlight tent soon. Coming up here, I bought the brand new Jet Boil. This is the fast boil one, and this thing I'm super excited to use. What's cool about it is this here on the outside. It came with a whole coffee press and everything, but this on the outside, when the water's hot or whatever's inside is hot enough, this will actually turn orange to tell you that it's hot, so you know when your water is boiling, or at least very hot. Bringing the Fiskars, never let me down. I love the Fiskars, but I found a brand named Silky Saws. I'm sure some of you have heard of it. I'm looking into switching to a Silky Saw. It's more convenient for me in the style of wild camping that I do. 4 packs of hand warmers. Always going to bring cordage. You never know. And then for this trip, as normal, I'm bringing my very long steel stakes because there's going to be a thick layer of snow and ice. That's why I'm bringing the shovel, the E-tool to dig. But if there's a thick layer of ice, I know that I'll need stakes like this and a shovel to beat them in. And then there's my Uber 11 fire starter. That thing is the best fire starting rod that I've ever had. It has never let me down. But yeah, guys, I don't believe I missed anything. And then also I'm bringing my field stool because who wants to sit on the ground when it's that cold? There's going to be things, as I said, that are going to come that aren't pictured here. And there's going to be some things, well, actually nothing here will be left behind. But there'll be some things that I'll add to food, wool socks, underwear, hygiene gear, and stuff like that. I just don't feel the need to lay it out. I feel like this is more clean and neat, and these are more my essential life-saving gear pieces and things that will always come with me in some way, shape, or form. So give you guys a good overhead look at that. And then also, guys, I have a big update to give you guys. It'll be in a future video within the next month or so on some future plans that Doc and I have made for a really big trip out of the country. I think you guys will be excited for it. I know I'm super excited for it. Oh, another thing that I skipped over. This is my Tepa air pad that they had sent me. This is R-rated 6.6, and then my foam pad is R-rated of a 2, making an 8.6 R rating with a tent and the Corinthia Defense 6, which for those of you that haven't seen it, and past videos, this is my favorite sleeping bag that I've ever owned. It is big, it does take up a lot of space. It fits well in the Porter, but that's another reason I'm looking to go down to the Hyperlight Mountain Gear sleeping quilt, just due to the fact, the ease of packing and the weight. I want to minimize the amount of weight I'm carrying and maximize my proficiency on the trail and the speed in which I can move and cover ground. So for me, the way to do that is to make the switch slowly to Hyperlight. Now there's certain things that I'm not going to be super crazy about the weight, like counting my pounds and ounces. I just want to take the big things like the Corinthia and then upgrade to something that is Hyperlight, something that weighs less, and something that makes my ease of movement on the trail better. But like as always, like the Jet Boil, I'm always going to keep a Jet Boil around. Certain pieces of gear, I'll carry the weight for the comfort of having them, and that's why I have that massive pack. But if you guys have any questions about any gear, pieces that I bring, the way I do things, feel free to comment them, guys. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.